Good morning, and God bless you here on this walk. And I want to share, and have a little story time from Genesis 32. The Bible speaks of Jacob, who actually wrestled with an angel. He wrestled with an angel, capital A. He wrestled with God all night. And the Bible says as day was breaking, that the angel said to him, "Let me go." He told Jacob to let him go because it was, the day was breaking, and Jacob said, "No, I will not let you go unless you bless me." So the angel turns to him and asks him, "What is his name?" And he says to the angel, "My name is Jacob." And Hebrew names have significance. They have significance and meaning, and the significance and the meaning of these Hebrew names, have had to do with the character, the type of life that the person would live and have. And so Jacob, actually, it meant a supplanter and trickster. When he's coming out of his mother's womb with his twin brother, because he was a twin, he came out second. He came out second, but he came out second holding on to the heel of his older brother Esau. And so he tried to pull the first right, the firstborn benefits and blessings from his brother by pulling him back and trying to come out forward. And so that was his name. So he was a trickster, basically a con artist, and that was his name. And that, not just his name, that was actually his character. And so the angel asks him, "What is your name?" And so he says, "My name is Jacob." And then the angel said to him, "No longer shall your name be Jacob, but your name shall be Israel." And so Israel means a prince with God. A prince with God. It means he shall rule like God. And so, in moving forward, God didn't just bless him, because God is not going to bless bad character. He's not going to mix his blessings with unrighteousness. So he had to change his very character and his nature. And he was renamed to Israel, a prince with God, and he shall rule as God. And that is the beginning of what we know of as a nation of Israel today. It came from him. It came through that encounter, and we know his father was Isaac and his grandfather was Abraham. But that's where the covenant was released. But in doing so, to end that encounter, the Bible says that the angel touched Jacob's hip socket. He left him with limping. He left him with a limp. And so even though Jacob left that encounter a changed man, a changed name, and he walked with God differently. He walked with God forward from that day, and no longer trusted in his own schemes and his own ambitions, because God's not going to bless. He's not going to bless our schemes and ambitions. He's going to bless us trusting in him and walking with him by faith. And so from that day forward, he left with a little token reminder of his past, and that was a limp. He left with a limp. And so the last time I got on here and I was walking, I was talking about a gentleman that I'd met, or that I saw on the walk, who was an older gentleman who looked like he was in about his 80s, and he was limping. And little did I know that by the end of that walk, by the time I got home, I'd be limping myself. I didn't know no injury or no accident. It's just the type of shoes I was wearing, and the length I was walking. It just had an impact on my knee. And so and so I started limping myself. But the key is, even if you got a limp, keep walking forward, keep moving forward. You might have, you might see things of your past, your past life, things that God has forgiven you of. But but sometimes the scars are there, the effects are there. We can still see them, but keep walking, keep moving forward. Even though Jacob walked with God, and and he was the founder of the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes, he always had that limp with him. He always had that limp with him, but he moved forward by faith. So no matter what you've gone through in your past, or if you've tried and you've failed, and you know what, and sometimes you've got things around you that remind you of, keep walking forward, keep moving with God. Thousands of years later, the nation of Israel is still here. It is still here as he moved forward by faith. And so, you know what, even as God is blessing you and moving you into the new, just walk with him by faith. Walk with him by faith. And so I'm continuing on my walk today, even limping, moving forward. And that's what my prayer is for you today. Move forward by faith. God bless you. I love you.